Okay, so I'm American, and is the Dominican Republic safe? Let's talk about this case regarding a young American college student, Sudiksha, that went to a resort in the Dominican Republic in Punta Cana and disappeared. A lot of people are trying to put the blame on the country of Dominican Republic, but looking into the facts, Sudiksha was hanging around Americans and only Americans. One of these Americans that she was hanging around, Joshua, went with her to the beach. The surveillance shows that they left to the beach around 4 in the morning. The next surveillance footage shows that Joshua came back from the beach and went to his room around 9 in the morning. Sudiksha was nowhere to be seen at that time. At around 4 p.m. is when she was reported missing, 7 hours after Joshua got back from the beach. And he is currently considered the point of interest and the sole suspect. He has switched up his story multiple times every time he speaks to the police. And I don't understand how there are people that are seriously still blaming the Dominican Republic for something that a gringo did. An American did. It was someone from the United States that ended up being the suspect of this criminal case. Now, I've lived in the Dominican Republic for going on 5 years now. I can honestly say that I feel much safer there in Santo Domingo, República Dominicana, than I do anywhere here in the United States. Okay, so I'm American, and is the Dominican Republic safe? Let's talk about this case regarding a young American.
All right, y'all. So let's talk about this case right here. We have a young woman that recently went missing in the DR. This is kind of a hot topic when you talk about the Dominican Republic and just the whole travel space right now. It's definitely a hot topic. So basically, she was chilling with this guy in the middle of the night, and I guess they were drunk. They were getting to know each other. They were kissing in the ocean, allegedly. This is his story, right? They were kissing in the ocean, and basically a big wave smacked them. So I'm guessing they were kind of far out in the ocean is what he's trying to say, and a big wave smacked them. They got separated. They made it back to shore, at least, to the knee-deep part of the water, right? And then, he claims he passed out on the beach, and he thought she made it back. Crazy story. I don't know if I all the way believe it, but, we're going to watch a news story first before I give y'all my full thoughts about this story in this case right here.
Search for the 20-year-old Pittsburgh college student who vanished on spring break in the Dominican Republic. Tonight, the last person believed to see her alive in the interview transcript here, in which he describes saving her in the ocean, making it to shore, and what he says is the last thing he then remembers. Ariel Reshef in the Dominican Republic again tonight.
Tonight, more than a week after she vanished, new details in the case of missing 20-year-old college student Sudiksha Konaki from the last known person to see her. According to a transcript obtained by ABC News, 22-year-old Joshua Riibe, who is not considered a suspect, told officials here in the Dominican Republic he and Konaki had just met that night and stayed behind together on the beach after a night of drinking with their friends. Riibe allegedly told investigators they were kissing in the ocean and were slammed by a large wave, adding they both struggled in the water and he tried to save her. I was holding her under my arm and swimming. It was hard. I was a pool lifeguard, not the ocean. He said he got her to shore and last saw her walking at an angle in knee-deep water. According to the transcript, Riibe telling officials, I asked her if she was okay. I didn't hear her response because I began to vomit with all the seawater I had swallowed. After vomiting, I looked around and I didn't see anyone. Then saying he passed out on the beach and awoke thinking she had gone inside. Hotel cameras capturing him returning to his room later that morning. Dominican authorities say this is not a criminal investigation. Riibe interviewed as a witness. Police sources have told ABC News from the beginning they believe Konaki drowned. But still, the painstaking search goes on, and they aren't ruling anything out.
And David, the Riibe family issuing a statement tonight saying he is dismayed by Sudiksha's disappearance, and they want to continue to contribute to the search effort, but they also want their son to be allowed to return back to the United States from the Dominican Republic, where they say he's been detained in his hotel room under police surveillance.
Search for the 20-year-old Pittsburgh college student.
Wow, man. So I have a lot of thoughts about this, but I'm gonna start with saying I am a person. I love the Dominican Republic, right? I love Santo Domingo, Punta Cana. I love the people of the Dominican Republic, and I'll say this story has nothing really to do with the Dominican Republic and the Dominican people, obviously, right? It just happened there. It just happened there. This could have happened on any resort, any place, any country, any place with a beach that allows people to hang out at night. This could have happened there, right? So I gotta say that first. So I believe that, this really has nothing to do with the DR. Now, as far as him and his story, do I believe it? No, man, I don't, man. It's too many inconsistencies. I mean, just think about this, right? You on a resort, you meet somebody, you're chilling with your friends at the beach, staying back later, especially with someone you just met, that's not uncommon, right? Now, being in the water in the middle of the night, that just doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all. Maybe you're chilling like, you know, close to the shore, maybe you got your feet in the water, but out past knee deep water in the middle of the night, it just doesn't make sense to me at all. And they were drinking, they were drunk, but usually you don't see people that far out in the water to where like they're knee deep or above knee deep in the water. He's saying that he got her back to shore, but then he saw her walking at an angle back towards the water. Now, if she was super drunk, maybe that's true, but to me it just doesn't make sense. And for him to say he passed out after vomiting and all that stuff, it's just too convenient for someone to believe, right? So me personally, I don't believe his story. I'm not saying that he, forcefully drowned her or maybe he killed her out there or something like that. I don't know what happened to her, but this is just a very interesting case. And I believe the truth is going to come out eventually. I do think the truth about all of this is going to come out. It's just going to take some time. Um, feel like it's gonna be like one of those situations like that woman that died in Cabo mysteriously died in her room, and then later on people found out the truth that happened. Yeah, man, I just feel like women they need to be safe, especially when it comes to guys that you first meet, like first night. Like it just I wouldn't want my daughter to be like hanging out late with a guy she just met and leaving her friends and like I don't know, especially without people around, man, without people around because you don't know people's intentions. This guy could be a whole, serial killer and he was just waiting for his moment. I'm not saying that he is, but I'm just talking about the possibilities, right? I'm just talking about the possibilities. He could have been trying to have sexual relations with her and maybe she wasn't for that and maybe he got mad. It's just too many possibilities of what really could have happened. And for them to say he's been changing his story multiple times, yeah, man, it's definitely seems like some foul play. If she drowned, I'm sure she would have washed up to the shore unless her body got caught in some type of current. I'm not familiar with water physics too much, but I don't know. It just doesn't seem right to me, especially the fact that he got her out the water and he saw her walking towards an angle. Like I guess he's saying walking towards the water. I don't know. Let's see what some of these people in the comments are saying. Maybe they have more context. Um, K-Dub says he did it. Story don't even add up. XO agency. Have you seen her walking? How you seen her walking in knee deep water if you had got her to shore? Yeah, like it just doesn't make sense, man. Even the drunkest person, if they were about to drown, they're not gonna walk back towards the water, especially if they see you throwing up, man. Um, no pad, no pencil, sports. He did that shit. Okay. Boy Latino, he keeps changing his story. They better start using methane detectors along that beach. He lined her up to be sold. If you had her under your arms swimming back, that would probably mean she wasn't responsive. Then he looked up and saw her walking in knee deep water. Then he called her name and she didn't respond. Nah, dogs. The Dominican police was like, now you can't leave. And Mindbender said guilty. Yeah, man, it just seems like a lot of people don't believe him and don't believe his story. Too many inconsistencies. You guys let me know down in the comments if you have any more information about this case, this story, or if you have any theories on what could have happened to her. Just me knowing, and I've been on resorts and things like that. People just don't go missing in the ocean unless, like, I don't know. I just haven't seen nothing like this happen. So I would think that there's some foul play involved. You know, I'm not an investigator, I'm not the police, so I can't, I don't really have a professional opinion about it. I'm just giving my thoughts, really. But yeah, man, I don't believe his story. Let me know if you guys believe his story or not down in the comments below. Let me know if you think they should release him, let him come back. I think if he comes back, he's definitely getting away with this if he did do anything. I don't know if they already let him back or not, but yeah, man, they gotta. Hopefully, they find that woman too. My condolences to her family. No one wants to hear their 20-year-old college student daughter just go missing on vacation. That's sad, right? That's very, very sad. Um, yeah, man. All my young women out there, stay safe, stay with your friends. Don't run off with random guys that you are meeting on the first night. Have fun, do your thing if that's what you want to do. But just know that everybody's not always what it seems, man. Everything is not always what it seems. So, you know, let me know what you guys think about this story in the comments down below, man. As always, love y'all. I'm out.